this is the OnePlus 10R, and I know you will be thinking, a 40,000 OnePlus phone with plastic back and no alert slider? No Pradeep, thank you, I don't need it. It's a rebranded Realme GT Neo 3. Well, hold on right there. Let's keep all that aside. So we have used the OnePlus 10R for 30 days. Here's what I liked, what I found meh, what I didn't like. And we're thinking of doing an OS comparison video. Let us know what you guys think. 6,000 likes and we'll do it. And starting off, first thing that I liked is you get a big box, meaning you have a really good case, 80-watt charger, USB-A to Type-C cable, some paperwork, SIM ejector tool. But the point is, everything is within the box. You don't need to buy anything extra for the phone. Now you would be wondering, isn't OnePlus 10R advertised to have 150-watt charging? Well, 150-watt charging is only in the top 12GB, 256GB variant, and it costs 43,999. For most people, the base 80-watt charger is enough, and that's actually the first thing I liked. Like, see, currently the battery is 10%. And I kept it to charge for about 10 minutes and it's currently 43%, which is really good for like 10 minutes. The other day I had like an emergency train to catch and my battery was same around 10-12%. So by the time I packed my bag, had bath, kept the phone to charge, the battery was easily like 50% and I could easily go on for 8 to 9 hours. And the 80-watt can go 100% in roughly 35 minutes. So should you be buying the 150-watt version? I would say for the most people, 150-watt charging costs 5,000 extra and it is not worth it. If you want to understand fast charging, how safe it is beyond all the marketing gimmicks, here's a good video. Watch it after this video. And meanwhile, watch this. Does it look like a OnePlus phone?
No.
We both were OnePlus 3 users long back from 2015. And this thing has a plastic back, plastic frame, the all important no alert slider and a slightly boxy design. But honestly, a different design doesn't mean bad design, and I kind of liked it. And you can say I am wrong, but I used the phone with a case, so a really good case. So the plastic build didn't matter that much in practical usage, although removing the alert slider is a bummer. Anyways, unlike the back, there is no compromise on the display. You get a 6.5-inch Full HD AMOLED display, which can automatically jump between 60Hz, 90Hz and 120Hz, depending on what you watch. So suppose I'm scrolling, it is 120Hz. If I open YouTube, it goes to 60Hz. Now, the screen is not only bright in sunlight, but even with sunglasses, it's quite easy to see. I mean, in Delhi, there's a heat wave. Freaking 45 degrees. Now, a bit of things that I found okay-ish. Like the OnePlus 10R has a stereo speaker system. It is quite loud, but the audio quality isn't that great. Like the 70% volume comes from the bottom speaker and there's no bass or like clarity to it. It's a bit flat. Also, you get Dimensity 8100 Max on this, but the performance I would say is kind of average for the price. Like, let me show you. So after the recent update, now you can play at extreme frame rates and smooth graphics, and maximum it goes ultra frame rates and HDR graphics. It is much more similar to Snapdragon 778 or Dimensity 1200. So as you can see, randomly the FPS drops in 56, 55, while it is still at smooth graphics, and this is OnePlus's inbuilt FPS meter. And the phone doesn't even overheat or gets warm, so the gaming performance and all can be a bit optimized. In my day-to-day testing, the smartphone performed really well for day-to-day tasks like browsing the web, camera, multiple videos and multitasking, etc. Now, if I have to pick one thing that I didn't like about the OnePlus 10R, it has to be the camera. It comes with a 50-megapixel main sensor, 8-megapixel ultra-wide and of course the 2-megapixel macro sensor. And most of the times the white balance was consistently off. Like here, let me show you. I'll take a picture of Manu against bright sunlight and there's harsh sunlight behind. And as you can see, the HDR or dynamic range most of the times is pretty off. Now in terms of video also, it is quite average. Like you have the option to shoot in 4K 30 FPS max on the main sensor. You cannot go 4K 60 FPS, which is fine. But if you switch to ultra wide angle camera, you can only record up to 1080p. Also, we were shooting a reel the other day using the OnePlus 10R and it had some focusing issues. At some point, it even loses the focus entirely and it's not focusing on Manu right now.
For selfies, you get a 16 megapixel front selfie camera and the video recording is limited to 1080p. And yeah, for selfies also, the dynamic range was pretty inconsistent. At times, the entire background was blown out, as you can see in this photo.
Overall, the cameras are below average for a 40K device, and OnePlus's own OnePlus 9RT had a better camera. Now, finally, software. So, credit where due. This OnePlus 10R runs on Oxygen OS 12.1 on top of Android 12. Now, Oxygen OS 12.1 is essentially Color OS 12, and if you go inside the settings page, you will see similarities between the OnePlus phone and Realme phone. Even though the Color OS and Oxygen OS have merged, I would still say it has no bloatware or any kind of ads. So, kudos to OnePlus for that. And now when people say this phone is practically GT Neo 3 but 2000 more expensive, well, there are a lot of people, including me, who will pay 2000 more for the bloat-free and ad-free experience of Oxygen OS. That said, there are bugs in the UI. Like, hold on, this is the mute option. I'll hit this volume mute button, and Manu, can you call me?
Sure.
Quite prompt. See? The phone is not mute. And now if I go to the notification settings, and now here if I hit vibration, it goes to vibration mode, but still, how do you mute it? So you'll have to go to the settings and there hit the silent button. So basically the whole UI is built around the alert slider. When there's no alert slider, the menu options are just confusing. And also see here, I'll open an app called MyGate. Now I get the notification. So app killing, late notification, that all is there. Overall, it's still a good software experience with Android 12 and no ads at the end of the day. Rest, calling, 4G reception, call quality and internet speed are pretty good. But see, even though it's a rebranded version of Realme GT Neo 3, I would have recommended this to OnePlus users, because if you want to buy a OnePlus phone, you have to buy a OnePlus phone, right? But OnePlus 9RT is priced at 42,999, and the last time I checked, you also get 3000 off on Amazon. So I would say get the OnePlus 9RT. It has a better camera, better build, and alert slider, of course, and better gaming performance. On that note, this is Vidhi signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew.